This is Industry RSVP In-Depth on the Virtual Channel Network. I'm your host, Melissa Tan, continuing our conversation today with our guest, Wendee Cole of Wendee Cole Management. Let's go back to a subject that we had talked about briefly before. There are a lot of parents out there who would love to see their children in show business. So what would you tell parents before they even get started? What are the things that they need to be thinking about?
Okay, you talking about people that are already here in town or people that want to move out here? Because that's a completely different thing.
Well, both.
Okay, so it's like a two-parter. All right. Let's do the people that live here.
Okay.
What do they need to know? They need to know that it has to be for the kids, not for themselves. It should not be a moneymaker for them. Okay, that's the kid has to want it. The other thing is the kid has to be a kid. I want the kids to come in with a resume, not like this at the top saying I've done this, this, and this in TV and this and film. I want to see at the bottom. I play soccer. I like basketball. I'm a gifted in karate. I got a black belt. I want to know that the kid has a life. I play trumpet. I go skiing. I can swim. I go motorbiking. Whatever it is, What's motorbiking? Anyways, that's what I look at. Their skills, And a lot of my kids, I like to have them versatile, and especially if they have another language that they like. I want to see that they're in the brownies, or a lot of managers don't like that because then they don't have any time. I like that. To me, that's like the parents are trying to make the kid well-rounded and have a life, not just like, oh, I got to get that job and I want to be a star. That's not. I don't like seeing that. Okay. Does that answer some of your question? That
Absolutely.
was part A.
Part A for those parents who live in LA.
Who live
is the
here.
number one thing to think about.
Yes, let the kid be a kid.
Okay.
And book the kid out. If he or she is going to be in soccer or baseball or something for a season, just book the kid out. Let the child have a life. Okay. Now the people that come from afar and want to move here, what's the advice for them? Don't. No, really. Unless, again, the child really wants it and the parents aren't out to make money, and you have to really be financially stable, which, like, who is? Really,
Right.
You have to be financially stable. You have to be prepared to stick it out, because you may go from, there's no rhyme or reason. Where was your last job? What did you do before this?
I used to teach in Japan.
Really? What did you teach?
I taught English.
Very good. They need that there.
It was a great life, and
Okay.
actually it was very important for me to step back and see what it was that I really wanted, which takes us back to the parents looking at their children and seeing, does their child
Right.
really want this life?
Right.
So what are the things that you tell them? I'm sure you get a lot of questions from parents out of town. Do you warn them it's very expensive?
Yes, it's very expensive to live in LA. Just rent alone, it's really expensive, and a lot of people can't drive. People that live here can't drive, and the people that come here, they freak out, even with MapQuest and GPS. It's really, and what is going on auditions and going on jobs? Driving.
So
The audition's only a couple of minutes, maybe. It's getting there. That's the biggest deal, getting there in time and knowing where you're going. And it's hard to map around, to get around this town, because everything, oh, you're going to Santa Monica today, oh, you're going to Burbank, right after that. I can't even think that way, How can someone from Kentucky,
Right.
deal with that?
Right.
It's very difficult.
But if they come here, they're prepared.
Well, I try. I do have a boy that I got from Kentucky, and they moved into a really bad apartment where there was a psycho living next door, and I didn't tell them where to, I told them the area, but not the apartment building. And we had to get them out of there. I had to help get them out of that situation. You have to really know where you're going to be living, when you come here, and have the transportation, have the car, have the finances, have the support, and family. It would be nice if they had family here. I've been telling this one mom from Kentucky, get involved with your son's school. I got her son into a performing arts school, a great school.
Great.
I got him an audition, got in, and it was great. But now I need the mom to get involved, to make friends, because if the mom and dad are going to get lonely, it's hard when you come out at your age and you can make friends, Parents, it's hard, they're living through their kid. They have to make friends too and have a life, so that they're not hanging out on weekends. There's no auditions on weekends usually. They have to have a life.
So very good advice, especially for the viewers who are thinking about getting their kids in show business. What are the trends that you see now in the kid market?
Oh, well, That's a good question. I don't know what the trends are. I just know what's happening in the whole market with reality shows. I mean, everyone thinks that they could be a star, so that gives everybody that impression, you know, like they can come out and be a star. It's about work, job to job to job, then you do the work and then maybe it'll get you somewhere. It's very, I don't know what that's a good question. I don't know what the trend is now. I don't know what's going to happen, you know. I don't like what's happening with the kids who have become stars, obviously. Those are the ones that are in the news that are putting Hollywood to shame, really, because the parents didn't take control or something happened there. I mean, maybe that's deterring kids and parents from coming out here, or they want that bad publicity. I don't know. I feel sorry for the kids who have made it, you know, who I'm talking about, and who are in the news and do terrible things. You know, so I don't know what the trend is. I keep focused on what's in front of me, you know, what comes out on the breakdowns, what is available for the kids that won't harm them in any way, that won't make them feel uncomfortable. You know, I always look at that. You know, is it age appropriate, you know, for them to go on something like this?
Well, thank you for watching at home. We've had a lovely conversation today with Wendee Cole of Wendee Cole Management. And we'd like to thank you for watching Industry RSVP In-Depth. I'm your host, Melissa Tan. We'll see you next time on the Virtual Channel Network.